Work hard. Have these systems and procedures in place. Be compliant. Be patient. Success will follow naturally. I am Haseeb Ahmed. I am the managing partner at Crescent Builders. I am the immediate past president of Malabar Chamber of Commerce and the past chairman of Credai Kerala. I have about 35 years of experience in business. I passed out from my business graduation course in the year 1991, and on passing out, like all business graduates now and even then, I was offered a job with a big corporate organization, and I was very happy that I was offered a job. And when I informed my father about this, it was he who advised me to come back and join the family business. Actually, I joined a family business which was initially into distribution and C&F agency, and later I got involved in various other businesses which the family was involved in, which includes jewelry retailing, warehousing, plantations management, telecom reselling, and many other businesses. And nowadays I particularly focus on real estate development, that is property development, and I'm happy to share my experiences and thoughts which might be of benefit to new entrepreneurs. Firstly, a new entrepreneur, when he's entering into any kind of business or service, he needs to have a proper understanding of the service or the product which he is going to introduce, and he needs to study the industry properly. He has to understand the competition, he has to understand the dynamics of the business, the dynamics of the industry. He needs to have a clear understanding of what he or she is getting into, and he or she also needs to have a very good understanding of the product or service which he is going to render. And once he does that, and once he is confident about the service or the product, then he has to understand what are the rules or the laws and regulations which are applicable to the particular industry which he is going to operate in. And that is very important now, because the laws and regulations have changed a lot, and he has to have a proper understanding of the laws and regulations. Ignorance of law is not an excuse anymore. When we started our business, when we made mistakes, there were opportunities to, rather than correct them, to hide them. But nowadays compliance is mandatory, and the enforcement agencies are very strong to ensure that compliance happens. So it is very, very important that the person who's starting a new enterprise needs to understand the laws, the rules, the regulations which the industry is by which the industry is governed. Next, he needs to have clear understanding of the ethics which he needs to follow. The ethics, he has to be ethical in his business. He has to be fair in his business. He has to be honest in his business. And ethical, fair, and honest dealings with everybody, all the stakeholders. He needs to be ethical to himself first. Then he has to inculcate ethicality in himself. And then he needs to, be sure that he's ethical to everybody with whom he deals. Be it his own employees, be it his customers, be it his stakeholders, as in shareholders. So he needs to be ethical and transparent in all his dealings. That is very important, and it has to be it is just not a one-off dealing kind of. It has to be consistent. Once he's got an understanding of all these factors, the next thing is he has to put in place systems and procedures. Systems and procedures are very important for the success of any new enterprise. You cannot just operate the way you want. You have to understand your business dynamics, and you have to put in systems and procedures and see that systems and procedures are very strictly followed in your organization or the enterprise which you're going to start. One might think that, okay, you can come and do business very easily. You can start an enterprise very easily. But you can start enterprises very easily, but then in order to make it successful, in order to make it move forward, you need to have systems and procedures in place, and those systems and procedures will certainly help you grow and will help you in future also. Another important aspect is you need to keep learning. You need to keep learning every time. You need to keep understanding, you need to observe what is happening around you, what is happening in your industry, what is competition doing, what are the takeaways from other industry. It is very important to learn. It is very important to understand what is happening, and you need to innovate. Times are changing. When I started business, there was no internet. The computers were there, but they were not used by small organizations. There was no internet, there was no .com. We didn't have an email ID itself. We always had, those times fax machines were available. So you need to keep in time with changes. We need to keep innovating, and we need to We need to be prepared for change always. If you're not prepared for change, you will get stuck. You will not be able to grow, and let alone successful, you will have to you will not be able to survive. Another important thing is you need to be prepared for difficult times. You cannot expect to have a jolly ride always. If there is an up, there will certainly be a down also. So you need to be prepared to face difficult times. For example, recently we went through the COVID period. The COVID period was a trying time across the globe. Nobody escaped the COVID. We never thought that such a pandemic, such a situation would arise. But we need to have our systems, procedures, and we need to have that gut feeling that we need to survive. And we should not get bogged down by things that such things will happen. But you need to have that mental strength that you will be able to survive these things and be well prepared. Even when you're having a roller coaster ride, be aware that the roller coaster will come down also. So be prepared for that, and you need to be mentally prepared. Your organization needs to be prepared. Your systems need to be prepared to take care of all these shocks, and then only you will be able to move up again. Another important point is once you grow, be prepared to share your knowledge with others. You would have reached a certain stage in your business, and you would have understood what are the dynamics of the business, what is good, what is not good. Once you understand such things, be prepared to share it with others. Remember, you started small and there were other people who helped you. So always be prepared to share your knowledge, share your understanding with people who are beginning, so that they will also benefit, and they will also an ecosystem will develop, and you will be able to bring in more people into the business fold. As I told you earlier, you need to be ethical, you need to be transparent in your dealings, you need to be law-abiding, you need to be compliant with the rules and regulations of the industry, and more importantly, learn to pay your taxes properly. Once you do all these things, once you've established yourself, you have systems and procedures in place, and your enterprise is running well, you've also prepared to face challenges, you've already faced one or two challenges and you've come out of it successfully, and you're also willing to share your knowledge with others, other beginners, then what happens is you gain respect. That is how you build your brand. When you build your brand becomes strong, your brand is attached to all these factors, what we have just talked about, and you gain respect from the industry, you gain respect from not only the industry, you gain respect from the government, from the officials, because they know yours is an ethical company, yours is a law-abiding company, you're a compliant company, and you will gain respect. And that is the most important or most enjoyable part of being successful in any business. So even the law enforcers will never, for certain cases when our company, when we have meetings with government agencies, we are given a special kind of treatment because they know very well that this is an ethical company. This is a law-abiding company. Recently we had a meeting where all the others were being talked about, and we were never questioned because data is available now. See, the enforcing agencies know what each enterprise is doing. So they know it's very easy for them to identify compliant business people and non-compliant business people. So if you're able to get their respect also, the satisfaction is very high. You're satisfied by making your customers happy, you're satisfied by having a good balance sheet, but you're more satisfied by the respect you get from the society in general, and also from the law enforcing agencies. Finally, what I would like to say is, don't be scared of failure. Work hard. Have these systems and procedures in place. Be compliant. Be patient. Success will follow naturally. Success will ultimately have to reach you if you're able to do things properly. You put in hard work. Your intent is not to cheat. Your intent is to be ethical, fair to all. You're willing to share knowledge. I'm sure, God willing, success will follow you. And believe me, success does not come easily. And all these points which I shared are very easy to talk about, but it is very, very difficult to put in place. And once you put in place all these factors and points, and you work hard, be patient, success will certainly follow you. I would like to end with an anecdote. Today I happened to meet a zonal manager of a big engineering company. After our discussion, he was casually saying that he was very happy to come back to Kozhikode. I asked him, why Kozhikode? Why are you happy in Kozhikode? He just said that, okay, I am an alumni of Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. And we got talking, and he finally, when he was about to leave, he said, I respect entrepreneurs and business people so much. I have high respect for them. And I asked him why. He said, when I passed out of IIM, I was amongst one of the toppers there. And IIM, I learned everything in business management, and being a topper, I never had the guts to start a business enterprise. I never had the guts to be an entrepreneur. That is why I respect people like you all.